Good morning everybody, it's Thursday the 13th today. Deadline ETA 3 days. Just on the way to drop my son off to school in the Oz. Yeah, this is Ollie, my youngest boy. Yeah, off to the school run and then up to the good old Sanders Body Repairs. Getting a shift in up there. Spend today and tomorrow in the car and let's see where we go. My video cut off on the last one on part 6. My battery died, so I'm fully charged now and my gimbal is charged. So fingers crossed we get a bit more content for you. And we'll have an upload Tuesday, maybe. Let's see. Anyhow, over to some footage.
One eternity later.
Welcome back to another glorious freezing day. The sun is out, but don't be fooled. It's absolutely freezing. It's now 4 or 5 degrees in the garage. We're going to go and get a space heater because the last one's packed up. But anyhow, I'll show you what we're doing. Doors are all nice and blocked out now. Working super smooth. Bit of work for me now quickly. Red scotch all the way down here, around every edge. I started this one already. Pull the sealers out, mask them up ready, scotch up around here, take out any more imperfections that we got. And then when Matthew gets back, we're going to blast these bad boys on primer. We've got a little bit of work to do on the car. Block this line out here, it's just nice and straight. Tidy up in here. Get the battery charged. Maybe look at painting the inside door shuts today and do the edgings. But yeah, getting there. So that's the doors blown off. We've looked for any tiny little imperfections out, which we'll see which will stand out more. Any little bits of filler or anything that need to flatten back. Quickly masked up the edges, we've blown the doors off. We've had their scotch. And then we finish obviously masking them up and then it's time for primer. Anyone doing the Escort, I'm going to show you these areas here. From the factory they come with a paper sticker. They break and they weep water through when it rains. So I'm going to scotch this area up, and what I've got is 2 small round aluminium foil stickers I've made. Scotch them up and paint over them to stop that happening. I did it last time, but now it's going to be neater and all colour coded. Just blocking this line down here now, making sure it's nice and smooth all the way across so the door doesn't scrub when we close it. So all these little details now, like the details on the edge and all that kind of stuff. Quite difficult to show you now, but this line and this edge has all been tapered back in. Something else which I'll be tackling today is we're going to take this edge in, smooth it off and bring it in with the door shut. So get rid of this nasty edges here. Smooth it all in, and then we're going to curve this edge off in readiness to get the back end into primer too. These are all smoothed in now, nice and smooth with no line. We used a 80 and a 240. Obviously, because we're going into the bodywork, we feathered in from this direction into this direction. That's always key so that you don't give yourself a sharp edge, okay? Taking these off now. These are T40. Don't forget to mark these up, driver side or passenger side. So they would have worn and stuff, or maybe bent a little bit over the years. Taking the seals off, scotch up all this area now. Numpty by here, put this on with tiger seal. So I'm worried, well, I'm in two minds. Do I try and cut it off with a wire from behind? Do I heat it up, or do I just mask it up? There's a right way and a wrong way, and there's going to be Dan's way today, unfortunately. So I've gone back now to this side. There was it wasn't a very good repair there previously. It bugged me now the doors are off, I have access. So I'm going to tidy this section up whilst I'm waiting for that to go off. I'm going to move on to my morettes. Right, so on to my morettes now. And they've been sitting in the car, so they're absolutely stinking. Give them a quick blow off. You're not going to be able to get to these areas once they've been picked back there and stuff. There's half the inside lens, like I don't use them. Anybody who actually does own a set of morettes, I got these for my Fiesta RS Turbo 2, will know how pants and how poor the quality is. Literally, there's some form of fiberglass molds, and they tend to break a lot. Wiring's really temperamental. I made my own harness on these. So yeah, I'm just going to zip these back together really fast. Imagine I dropped these. Let's put the standard headlights back on. So look what these look like, shall we? Nice? So like that? Let's make a start in the other one. There we are, there's the completed units put together. Two layers down in the primer. Don't they look straight? Yeah, there's the doors now in primer, so there we are, there's the doors in primer. So let's get some guide coat on them. There we have it. Another step closer. Going to rework this line back in with my dryer mill. I'll show you the finished item. Right, going back to this section, I've now built up here. It's really hard to see, but I put the line in across. Yeah, it's really hard to see in the light. But yeah, that part is all built up now. This will all be tidied up around here again. Yeah. It's coming. Some little pernickety jobs done. We've got the mud flaps on now and fitted. It's just that a little bit easier now, rather than being on the car. And having the wheels in the way so we got access. Front bumper, all the lights are tightened up and everything now. Just needs to glue in my caps. They're balancing at the moment. Look at the difference in that compared to that battered thing up there, that bit of wall art. Scotched up and cleaned up all this area. This is what I was talking about. These will be painted over with aluminium foil. they're never going to leak. So yeah, obviously because the cat's out of the bag and it's going frozen white, the diamond white on the shuts has got to go. What a sorry looking state. So we've now used trustworthy Gorilla Glue to put dab of glue on each of these heads in the back. This has a tiny dab on the inside now. God, that looks really like raised, but it's not. Just a video. But yeah, the bump is starting to really take shape and it's looking great. Badge all on now with some sticky 3Ms, keeping it simple. Grill's quite lovely. Spoilers, gonna polish them tomorrow. Really happy with how these have turned out. These are currently straight off a gun, so they haven't been polished yet. But yep, looking great. These have come out super clean. They're done in satin black out of the gun. Really happy with these. They're going to match the bib, well, the lower splitter and the heat shield around the exhaust. It's time to call it a day now. Don't underestimate how long these things take. It's one hell of a process. And it's time consuming. And time is money. So, yep, until tomorrow. Good morning, it's Friday AM, Friday 14th. On my way to the garage, bright and early, on our typical not so glorious Welsh day. It's freezing cold, it's currently showing 12 degrees, so it's not too bad, but it's still very cold. It's wet, it's hanging, it's drizzly. It's going to put a right down on my day, but I'm still going to remain positive and I'm going to be vibing, I hope. So yeah, yesterday we had a few setbacks. It was more on the agenda, but basically being a body shop and a garage and having customers, some things do become priority over our own cars. So yeah, so this is my own car, as you're aware, it's not a customer car. So sometimes our deadlines have to change, and they're not down to not putting the work in, it's sometimes down to materials, things do go wrong, and that kind of stuff. But what I do want to say is, I bought this car kind of blind, right? I never buy anything blind. I'm super anal or whatever I do. But the car was in Scotland. The guy sent me so many photos and videos. But it's easy to hide things, isn't it? And yeah, what I just want to say is that every single panel I've removed from this car, I've been underneath it, I've cleaned it all up, taken off, obviously checking on the seals of the windows, under the sills, under the skirts, under the trims, to like door trims and the boot trim, even lifted in and them up yesterday. They're common for eroding and just getting like crusty and stuff, and then sills rotting out or rear valances. There's none of that in this car. The A-pillars are fantastic when I've taken all the rubbers off. They normally rot out. It's not rotten behind the battery tray. So it's a really, really good clean shell. But it's a blessing, because if we uncovered all that kind of stuff when we were doing the car, we probably wouldn't even be on the bodywork by now. So I'm just really eternally grateful. I know the car is going to get done ASAP. We're talking days. So it's like I said, as soon as we get a primer, hopefully maybe today, that is the plan. So it's either flat backs and paint that's already been done and polish up, paint the doors and paint shuts, or we're going to get a car primer and I'll still polish some other stuff up and then get the car and paint on the weekend. That's what I really want to do. As you can tell, I'm excited. But yeah, obviously little setbacks, like I said, which are out of control, not necessarily our fault, other customers and stuff. A lot of people have asked, how long is it taking to do something like this? The car's been off road about 4.5 months, okay? I've been working on it 2 days a week, whatever. This last 2 weeks, I've been chucking the hours in, Matthew's been chucking the hours in. I've been going up in the nights as well and doing stuff on it. like I said, other jobs become priority. You can't turn down work just to do your own stuff. Sometimes you want to, but you can't. But yeah, it's the amount of hours and the time to go into it. Just to explain, each rear quarter per side, like 4 or 5 days, like spend a week on it. And when people say just chuck some paint on, and I was one of those people years ago, I don't think you understand. You can't probably just chuck paint on, or you'll be in like proper shock how it will look. And that's how it was done before I bought the car, probably 20 years ago when I first ever kit fitted. I wouldn't have been happy if I come up a body shop, but now I know it's going to come up a body shop looking exactly like Matthew's car, which is up the top yard, the top garage of the lock-up. But yeah, it's coming. So I should be in the garage in about 10 minutes. We got some bits and pieces to do first before we jump on the car. But yeah, it'll be good to see you. I put some little sneak peeks on my Instagram stories, which is deathboxdan, on my Facebook, which is Dan Pierce, and people seem to be going wild, which is good. But I don't know who's more excited, me or them. But yeah, anyhow, I'll switch this GoPro off now, and I'm on my way back to the garage. I'll speak to you soon. So what we're doing now, with 240 all around the edges to make sure there's no overhang of where the doors have been filled from the outside, no primer. We've then gone around and we've red scotched with panel wipe, cleaned up all this area here and all around. You see the paint is quite fresh underneath, and to be honest, some people may not want to do it, but obviously we're going frozen, so no matter how clean it's come up, it just doesn't sit right with us, and it's half a job. So right, the next task is now 400, and we're going to cover off that area, in here, around here, around this line, all around the door handle, are areas which we won't be able to get to with the A. So this is what we're looking for, okay? Not that. Right, so that's been sanded, but obviously you can still see the guide coat. So you need to get the guide coat completely off, like that, so we know we're flat. We spoke about guide coat, so if you don't understand, ask in the comments and I'll explain again. There we go. So all the areas that we can't reach to with the DA have been done. So yeah, that's the 2 doors ready. They've all been done on detailing anywhere where a DA won't get, as I showed you, around all these edges or the handles, etc, etc. All the insides have been cleaned and panel wiped, all in here. Stuff like grease and debris would have been there from before. I want to talk about this kind of stuff. So anything that's black on a car, people have got a tendency, they like to put silicone on there, or car cleaning things. They spray on their tyres, they spray on their black stuff, they spray on their dashboards, and 9 out of 10, if not 10 out of 10 of these products contain silicone. And what silicone does is sit dormant for a long time. It's a massive reactive with paint. Paint will not stick to it. It can be on stuff like tyres when they come in for wheel refurbs and stuff. We've got to clean it off with thinners, and then we've got to panel wipe them like hell, clean up like hell, the wheel itself. People spray it on mud flaps, and when we do bumpers, even though we think it's all clean, the inside has got a bit on it where it's like flicked up. It's sat there for months, and we wake it up with a gun as soon as the compressor blows air on it, and before you know it, we've got these fish eyes, we've got little spots, and we've got dimples in the paint, and you can flood the paint, but you'll always have it, and you won't get it gone. So it's ideally in the real world, strip it back, and we don't want to be doing that again and again and again, because it's time and it's materials, and we want to do a job once. So yeah, so just be mindful, any of you buggers out there using silicone, scrap it off, especially if you're going to get a car painted, because it's a nightmare. And if I see it walking in, driving in a garage, I'll be tamping, because it just creates work. As soon as it's airborne, it's a nightmare. Nice little tedious job, stripping off all the bad rattle can paint that it seemed to be. So yeah, it's 30 minutes of my life I'm not going to get back. That's ready now for a plastic primer, then get primed and painted with the doors. Right, we're going to be sorting these out and getting ready to go back on the car as we get nice and close. So using some nice 3Ms. Whoops, don't be doing that. Oopsie daisy, they say. Nice and simple. All we need to do obviously is blade gently across here now. Be mindful we don't push too hard, because you don't want to make an indent or a scratch on the back of a badge. You can see the old foil is coming off behind there. But yeah, simple as it is, that's one badge done. There we go, there's the badges, all the 3Ms on already. Whoops. So yeah, that's one less tedious job to do. Now put a kettle on and have a nice cup of tea. I've also just managed to drop my fuel cap, so I put some epoxy glue on it at the moment. I can't believe it, I just spent about half an hour and a quarter for 2 parts. That gets swept up. Yep, let it dry now on cure and then sand it back and start again. So we red scotch and all here, just slightly to the outside. So panel wiping at the same time. You can see it's stinking. They're all getting grease off up here. In readiness then to paint the inside of a boot shirt along this area. What you see here, it's a knife and putty. It instantly kind of like fills any little pockets or pit holes in a primer or missed bits in the underfiller. We'll sand over again and it's ready for paint. I think I did, because I'm still absolutely raging. But yeah, I've managed to fix that now. Would never have known. Completely butchered and snapped it. Oh well, I told you earlier, you can't predict these things and they do happen. Always a setback or two. All ready for the inside shuts to be done. Doors ready to be done inside and out. Fixed, thank God, fuel cap and surround. We're also going to obviously mask rest the car up and we're going to do the inside of the bonnet. Well, inside the wings. But yeah, nice and high. This will be done now. Just going to dust out the booth. And the most work Di's done all year. Just etching all the bare edges now, where we've sanded back, we broke it through. Katie's finishing off masking, say hi Katie. Right, so there we are. We're 3 layers down. Well, laid down 3 coats of paint. Looking nice. Yeah. I think we're going to call it a day now. Tomorrow I'm not going to be here, so Matthew and Katie will be doing a bit of work. Flatten back spoiler, demasking, and looking at potentially getting a kind of primer on the body. Obviously not shats now, so yeah. Loving life. Looking great.